Good evening, Collective. This is Karen with 2020 High Priestess. I hope that you all are standing strong and bright like the light that you are. Let that light shine. Let that light shine. I'm here to do another reading for you guys. So please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you for all of your likes, subscribes to the channel, and contributions to the channel. They and you are much appreciated. I've already said a prayer, and I'm gonna just jump right in. So I had a meditation before I did this reading, and I was told to pull a book that I have that has recipes for certain spiritual baths, and I opened it and immediately went to a protection bath. So the first thing I want to do is just share this little bath with you, because I believe that a lot of us could stand to use protection, and sometimes it helps to switch things up. So if you are used to taking protection baths that have, oh, my candle is going out. If you're used to taking protection baths that have just like maybe salt in it, salt baths, that's very, very good. But sometimes Spirit wants you to switch up on how you do or what you do in terms of your protection work. So I'm going to share this spiritual protection bath with you. It's very simple. There's 4 parts rosemary, 3 parts bay, 2 parts basil, 2 parts fennel, 1 part dill. To strengthen your psychic armor, bathe in this mix daily until you feel strong. And that's it. So you, and how you take a spiritual bath is you first cleanse yourself, and then you run your bath water. I pray over my water, and as I'm adding whatever ingredients I'm adding, I pray and I thank the ingredients, because everything is a sentient being, I believe, and it has awareness. So I thank the herbs that I use for their doing their job, for whatever specific herb does whatever it does. You can look up the herbs and see how they're used and what their actual attributes are as far as protection is concerned. And just acknowledge them and thank the people who got them to you. Gratitude goes a long way in terms of protection. Also, I thank my ancestors. I invoke them. I thank God. And you'll do it how you do it. I'm just sharing with you what works for me, some of the things. So with that said, I'm going to leave the protection bath there for those of you who want to try it. And if you do try it, please leave in the comments if it was effective for you. I'm anxious and really wanting to know how the impact was for you. So please do share if you use it, okay? All right, so now I did a reading with the Orisha Oracle, this book, and I pre-pulled the cards, and as you can see, I separated the cards so that I wouldn't have to spend time searching. So I did it in the form of Celtic Cross. So at the center of the reading, we have the Queen of Disc. Let me get that. Queen of Disc. And the center of the reading, the Queen of Disc is about the subject of the reading when you have the center, okay? And so what is the subject is the Queen of Disc. And I would venture to say that that would be the collective, okay? So, Queen of Disc. Here we find a person who can bring most subtle ideas and things into manifestation. Their combination of groundedness, patience, and intuition, excuse me, allow them to show others what they thought was impossible. Spirit possession is an important part of the Orisha tradition. I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm going to say about the Queen of Pentacles, they go on to talk about spirit possession and how the spirits possess the person and what a challenge it is to drop your ego and allow yourself to be possessed so that the spirit can communicate messages directly and do healings on people in the group. But that is not the part that I want to focus on. I want to focus on this. This person has access to spirit, people, or things that will help them achieve anything they want. Their success looks easy to the world, but it is the product of authenticity and patience. This person opens the roads for others as they go. Your status in the community is growing. Spirit has your best interests at heart. Breathe deeply and go within the flow, even when you have doubt. Check your ego, be patient, and observe protocol. So I feel that that's a huge message for the collective. You can create and manifest anything you want. You've done a lot of work. You have a direct line to Spirit, and Spirit wants you to use it. Spirit wants you to use it. They want you to do the work, put your gifts to work so that they benefit the community and others. You can do that indirectly through meditation and intention about healing in general. It could be a population, it could be children, it could be abused women. You could set your intention and your love and your healing powers to help your family members. However you see that it is needed, you'll know, they're saying, because what needs your assistance will come to you. And they just want you to pay attention and respond appropriately to what Spirit puts in front of you in terms of your healing work, your spiritual work. The next card I have, I'm going to do the base of the reading. And at the base of the reading, we have the Tower. And so the Tower is about a total breakdown of systems and how you put it, institutions, big things breaking down completely so that a new way can be started, so that a new path can be created. It's a total clearing of what was so that you can step into the new opportunities that are coming into your space. And I'm going to read. Unexpected changes come quickly when we see the Tower in a reading. Even with this card giving us a warning, whatever is related to it is likely to take us by surprise. Even that will shake our foundation, break what we have been building, and separate what we have been trying to bring together, and probably beyond our control. It's probably beyond our control to stop. In the Odu Okon experience, something that disrupts and derails the flow of our lives. It is like lightning striking in the traditional Tower card. It wreaks havoc in our life, and we begin to fall like the character cast out of the building. When the energy arrives, we must devote our attention to stop our falling and toward finding some kind of stability. If we yield to the falling, we may fall forever and never recover. While the energy of this card can make clarity difficult, it is important not to proceed in an irrational manner. With a pole and a line, you cannot catch a hippo. Seems obvious, but the surprise and grief that can come with this card often pushes people to make equally irrational decisions. People will grab at anything they think will offer some escape from the feeling or the consequence they are living. So there's at the bottom some discomfort about the changes that are taking place. And they want us to be mindful about basically, don't be in your head about what the Tower and the breakdown means, because you're not going to be able to logically make sense out of it when it's happening. And the more you try, the more irrational you'll become, because it's not meant for you to make sense out of it. It's meant for you to say, so what? Now what? What can I do differently now that this is occurring? How can I get myself out of the free fall? What do I need to do? Who do I need to be in order to overcome and step away from this free falling tower situation? Okay? I see what looks also like a sun in this card. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like a sun. And the sun is very important to me, because what I feel it's saying is that we need to stop and go within to meditate, to let our mind, our logical mind, go blank, and allow spirit to come in and give us answers in terms of wisdom and discernment, and which way to move within the storm, within the tower, so that we can safely remove ourselves from the situation. That's what I feel that's happening with the tower. Now, at the head of the reading, there is the Two of Disc. So let's see what the Two of Disc is going to be. The head is the Crown. Okay. So, Two of Discs. Things are in constant motion with this card. Life and other people bring ups and downs that must be navigated carefully. It is a card of growth and expansion that yo-yos with the sea suns, but overall is positive. Miwa was the ruler of our town. They were mysterious and kept many dangerous forces under control with their magic. Excuse me. Because of this, people in the town did not like or trust them. One day, a new person named Ijobi came to town. He was charming, fun, and quickly won people over. Soon everyone suggested Ijobi become the new ruler and create a plot to help him cheat in a contest of strength. Miwa accepted the challenge, not knowing what was in store for them. The contestants involved cutting down the tree with a machete. Unfortunately, Miwa was given a dull blade to ensure that they would lose. And of course, in no time, Ijobi cut down his tree and won. Realizing what had happened, Miwa agreed to leave, but not before letting go of all of the wicked forces that were previously contained. Death, sickness, loss, gossip, war, all came into the world that day. This was not enough for Miwa, who in one final act of revenge unleashed money into the world so that people would always fight over what things are worth. And so things are precarious for the person getting this reading. Circumstances and other people capriciousness make things hard for them. If they want to succeed, they must focus on how to create more stability. This may involve more changes than they are excited to undertake. A younger person seeks what you have. Liars and cheaters in your business or community. Profound and lasting power that others do not understand. Why are you helping the ungrateful? Protect your secrets. Do not trust others not to cheat. Move to a new home. Get a new job. So, collective, I just want to say that, as light workers, we're always under attack. We're always in a precarious position, and it's always about us creating stronger boundaries, learning more lessons, building more alliances that are truly alliances that will support us in what the work is that we have to do. Now, those alliances can be spiritual, mental, physical. So just don't pigeonhole the word alliance to mean like a physical person. It could be a spirit guide. It could be an angel who is protecting you. It could be many things. So as you meditate, you can ask for guidance in terms of the best way to build your protection. Part of which is, may have to do with creating more rituals around spiritual baths like the one I offered up at the beginning of this reading. So that's the message for you with the crown of the reading. Protect yourself because and constantly be on guard for people who and spirits who are constantly trying to break you down, trying to stop you from your mission, from your sacred mission, stop you from using your sacred gifts. You need to know that you are very, very important in the scope of things. You're extremely important and you have gifts beyond what you know. So trust that God is giving you everything and more that you need to succeed. Yes, it's a rough road. It's a hard road. Yes, there will be continuous challenges. There will be continuous assaults. People will try to get at you. Spirits will try to get at you and block you and stop you. But that's just par for the course. That's what we signed up for when we came to this earth school to participate in the recreating of this earth, of this new earth that we're bringing in. We all have a vital part to play in this new earth. We all are legacy makers, legacy builders. And it's really important that you recognize yourself as such and know that no, we didn't choose an easy road, but we chose a powerful road. And we do have much protection. So don't doubt that. But you do need to take accountability and responsibility for your protection as much as possible in every way possible. Now, the near future is the Three of Swords. Let's see. The near future, we have, in this card, we find some of the deepest suffering we may encounter in our life. It is personal, deep, and lasting. Often in a reading, this card points back to something in the past that has left a permanent wound. Oshisi, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, is known to be an expert hunter, able to find, catch, or kill animals that others could not. One day, Olofin, an aspect of the creator, asked him to catch a specific bird for him, which he did. When he brought it home, his mother found it and prepared it for dinner, not knowing why the bird was there. When he came back, he was outraged that the bird was gone and could not figure out who had stolen it. He set out to catch another and brought it to Olufin right away. When asked what he wanted in return, Oshushi said he wanted his arrow to strike dead the person who had taken the first bird. Olufin granted this wish, so Oshisis fired the arrow high in the air and straight into his mother's heart, killing her. When he found out the consequence of his search for justice, he pleaded with Ophelion to bring her back. Wow. Wow. That is deep. Ophelion agreed to bring back Yamina, but we humans aren't so lucky. Many of our mistakes become our regret we carry forever. Worse still, some problems and heartbreak are so hard to resolve that we may even stop living life. Regardless of the scale at which this card speaks, acceptance and letting go are the only solutions. No resolution or repairs are possible. An old wound preventing happiness or success, a rash decision with lasting consequences. The letter of the law will be carried out. Make sure you are right before acting. Be just. Meditate. And I'm not even going to comment anymore on that, because that's woo, that's way, way, way deep. In terms of us being aware and responsible and accountable and conscious of the words that come out of our mouth, of the wishes that we have for people. I like to think that we all energetically are connected. We all physically are connected on the microbioscopic level. On the meta level, we are energy, okay? And there is no difference between me and another. And so as long as I keep that in mind, it tempers me in terms of my outrage. It tempers me in terms of my wish for hate or death or harshness upon another, because I know that everybody in this world is just another reflection of an aspect of me. I'm experiencing the world through other people. And if I call judgment on other people, it needs to be just. It needs to be that I'm in the right and that I was really done wrong, and asking for justice in those circumstances. And sometimes it really hurts my heart that when I'm done wrong by my loved ones, by people I really truly love and had trusted, that I have to call judgment. I do it. I do it because it's the right thing to do, and I do it because I need to keep my boundaries and uphold my worth as a human being, my value and my respect. And when I'm disrespected and when I'm disvalued and when I'm wrongfully done wrong, that's the only time that I really call judgment. And I kind of leave it to spirit most times what that judgment would be, because I know I can't see everything here in this human physical body. There's a lot more going on than what I am privy to. And so I try to remain humble, I try to remain just, and I try to remain fair. Just some thoughts about that card. Now, at the base of the reading, that's the near future, that judgment card. Now, how others see you is the Seven of Wands. And let me go to that. Seven of Wands. Life can be an endless conflict when this card shows up. Everyone around you has an angle they are pushing against you and often won't hear a no as an answer. This can lead to feeling assailed by the world and like you must fight back and stand your ground. It might be true, or it might just continue the cycle of conflict. Heat as opposed to coolness, we will see in the Six of Cups, is called Gabana. It is undesirable energy that breeds conflict and arguments. Left unchecked, it can escalate quickly into violence and bring destruction to a person's life, heart, and world. It is the energy of being reactionary. This energy can be a thing we bring with us. We might choose to leave one area of heat only to find ourselves running into the same kind of problem elsewhere. Once the temperature rises in us, we may lack the patience to resolve things or might feel hopeless and desperate, not paying any thought to the consequences of our actions. That reminds me of going back to, keeping a cool head and recognizing that everybody is a part of you. And we are part of everybody. That helps to keep the heat down. That helps to keep temperance, the control of your emotions, which can be very powerful and get out of control and cause great destruction in the form of heat, is what they're saying. So now, learning how to channel our frustration and anger into fruitful directions is crucial with this card. The person being read feels criticized and or attacked. They may act rashly and dig a hole they cannot climb out of. Arguments can be walked back. and violence will lead to more violence or prison. So, one moment. Oh, okay. So, having a hot head does not get us anywhere but into deeper situations that we don't want to be in. We need to cool down, even if it's a mantra, Isa, even if it's exercise, even if it's taking a walk away from whatever the situation is that's causing you to be heated. We need to find ways to manage our emotions and to keep a level head. A time of conflicts and fighting that we should avoid. That's a warning. A time of conflict and fighting that we should avoid. No one knows what you should do by yourself. In a flash of anger, wrecking what we have built. Relationships that should end, but we feel we cannot escape. So, if you're in a situation, collective, where you feel like you're in a no-win situation that you can't get out of, there's always the spiritual part. Everything, before it manifests here in the 3D, is created in the spiritual. Part of being a master manifester is going into the 5D and above, asking God, working with your angels, working with your guides in the 5D to manifest what it is you want in the 3D. Sometimes we don't have the physical power or the resources to do what we need, but we do have resources and power in the 3D, in the spiritual, that we can create and build from. That we can change our physicality. We can change the 3D by working and manifesting in the 5D. Yes, it takes patience sometimes. Yes, sometimes it's a lot of work and focus, but it's worth it because it's a power aspect of ourselves that we have power in that we don't use enough. Knowing that everything is created energetically first and then comes down to the 3D, naturally you would think that we would go to the 3D before we do anything all the time. Not the 3D, I'm sorry, the 5D. But no, we take what we see in front of us for reality, and that is only a fraction of the reality that exists around us. So don't neglect working with your angels, your guides, your ancestors, God in the 5D and above, okay? It's a great, great honor, and there's a lot of power there. Okay, so the solution here is drink a glass of cold water, pray to Agaya for control. Do not raise your hand in anger. Do not have weapons in the house. Pray to your Ori. So I'm feeling like, that there are a certain fraction of people or demons that want to have you out of your head, have you hot and bothered, have you not thinking correctly so that you can do things that you correct. And by all means, you don't want to do that. You want to be aware. I heard, I can hear my ancestors talking to me at times when people are doing things just to bait me. They'll tell me, hey, don't react, don't respond because they're baiting you. I can clearly hear that. But it takes a lot of work to connect to your ancestors like that. But it's very powerful and it's very much worth it. I know a lot of times when people are doing this, and I stay guarded. I stay on guard for situations. And am I perfect? No. And do I get hot-headed? Yes. Do I let it go quickly? Yes, thank God. I'm very different than how I used to be by just blindly unleashing and my emotions. I don't do that anymore. I try my best to stay balanced. So enough of that. So then we're going to how you see yourself, and that is the page of disc. And let's see where we are. Page of disc. Okay, the person we find in the page of this is hardworking and has aspirations towards bigger things. Whether they are patient or not about their journey often dictates whether they will be successful or not. Again, we have the theme of heat or coolness. Whether you're patient, if you're patient, you're cool. If you're hot, you're moving fast. That's the nature of energy. Okay, in any ceremony that involves sacrificing animals, someone has to clean them, prepare them for cooking. At large ceremonies such as during a priestess initiation, you might see a large circle of people plucking and chanting. Learning how to properly pluck a bird can be a tedious and frustrating process. In preparing the bird for plucking, the birds must be dunked into hot water to loosen their feathers. Unfortunately, the heat from this creates particularly unpleasant smell of wet feathers. No one looks forward to this job, yet it is essential to the practice of the religion. The menial task is tied to maintaining a respectful relationship with the animals whose lives sustain us, body and soul. Now, the message in this reading about the page of disc and how you see yourself is this person has large aspirations, but is at a point in their life where there's much work to be done that is not inspiring. As a reader, it's important to be clear that the road to their goal is reachable but slow going. Whatever the topic of reading, the person must prove themselves before they will be able to enjoy more of what they are looking for. Hard work will pay off. You are becoming part of something. Do not put the cart before the horse. Do not be afraid of the dirty work. Tend to what feeds you. Ask what needs to be done. Be respectful. So that's your message. And then the next card is, what are your hopes and fears? Your greatest hopes and your greatest fears. And that's the King of Disc. And the King of Disc says, the King of Disc is the master of their craft. They have spent years studying and practicing to develop an expertise that others cannot match. This person in this card has a tremendous connection to nature, which they understand intimately. Perhaps the most important and misunderstood element of the Orisha tradition is its reliance on the plant world. All initiates require specific plants based on centuries of practice and knowledge. The Oristina, or priestess of the master of plants, Oshina, compromises a priesthood of their own, devoted to learning all the magical, medicinal, and ritual uses of plants. They are integral to making ceremonies happen. Obatala was looking to expand his farm by clearing a wooden lot to plant yams. Hearing there was work, Assassin offered his help. Obatala said, "Clear all of the useless plants so I may grow my crop," and left him to work. When he returned the next day, he found Osishina napping, and no trees had been cut or plants had been pulled up. Confronting him angrily, Obatala exclaimed, "You have done nothing. All of these useless plants are still here." Osishina then pointed at the plants and explained their uses. This one helps with fertility. This one gets rid of witchcraft. This one gets rid of headaches. They all have uses. Afterwards, Osina agreed to teach Obatala all of the secrets of the forest. The person in this card appears has profound applied knowledge. It may seem simple, but it is built on decades of study and practice. They are usually gregarious and friendly. Plant, nurture, harvest, then plant again. Plant, nurture, harvest, then harvest again. Theory is nothing without application. Your work will take seasons to come into fruition, not days or weeks. Grow a plant. Take a herbal bath, like the bath that I just recommended. Spend time in nature. Study under an expert. So that is the advice of that card. And the outcome is the top card, which is the Three of Wands. Territory could be territory could be the name for this card. It is a card where we have found the edge of what is ours and seek to expand it. It is not a card of constant as much as deals, acquisitions, and innovation. Once the world has covered in water and the creator wanted to bring life, he set Oshun, I can't say these names, to go and make land so that people could inhabit the earth. They descended from Orun, heaven, and on a chain with a snail full of earth and chicken. When they reached the bottom of the chain, they poured out the earth, and the chicken began to scratch it, spreading it around. In time, all the continents were made and life came to earth. This creation story is told by many ways, with different orisha and different items being brought down. My personal favorite includes the chameleon and the element of magic being brought into the world. I have left it in its simplest telling, though, for clarity. So, when we are reading this card, we should be looking at the ideas and innovation and expansion. However much has been achieved already, it is just the beginning. Whatever is set in motion will go beyond this person's wildest dreams. Yet the work of getting there is like the chicken scratching in the dirt, persistent effort over time. Too often, people see the end goal but do not want to put the effort or do more meaningful tasks required to get there. Growth and success, plans that grow into something life-changing, a vision of things no one else thinks are possible. Work hard, take the opportunities offered, pray for wisdom and intelligence, and get your hands dirty. I have to say that I feel a very strong resonation with this reading. It resonates with me very strongly because, I can see where I really sometimes want to avoid the hard work, but it's necessary. And I appreciate the messages coming forth in this reading about how necessary the mundane, the little things, the dirty work, the things that we don't want to do in order to get the results that we desperately want. And how long it takes and how diligent we have to be in order to create and manifest great works. Great works don't come overnight. Yes, miracles happen, but miracles, I would venture to say, is a miracle is what happens when the unseen becomes seen. The results of the unseen becoming seen. And when I say that, I mean the results of all of your hard work, all of the years, all of the wisdom, all of the coaching, all of the support that comes into a focus and creates something that is miraculous that the world can see. And people say it's a miracle. No, it's not a miracle. It's fucking hard work. It's fucking dedication. It's devotion. That's what it is. And that's what they want us to focus on. Be devoted. Devote yourself to something greater than who you are. Leave a legacy. A legacy is not something you create overnight. It's something you create in a lifetime. So be mindful, be appreciative, be open to your ancestors and your guides helping and supporting you. Ask for their help. Ask for information that you feel you need. If you feel that you're already there, okay, great, have at it. This reading is for people who still got a lot of work to do, even though we've come a hell of a long way already. Okay, so I'm going to end the reading here, and I thank you very much. Please click like and subscribe. It does the channel a great deal of good, and it does your abundance a great deal of good when you reciprocate. Thank you. Bye-bye. Till next time.